and that's why you can't mix oil and water. Thank you for listening to my speech today.
Thanks, Ed. That was thought-provoking. Now, next up, Adrian.
Thank you, everybody. Treacherous waters. There once was a slippery electric eel named... He was right here a second ago. Maybe he's shy. Lurking in the shadows is more his thing after all. Perhaps his true identity will be revealed after the story. In the meantime, let's call him Ned. There once was a slippery electric eel named Ned, who lived in the tropical waters of Centennial. He wasn't really all that popular among the sea creature community. In fact, he didn't seem to really want to make friends at all. Now, if you're unfamiliar with electric eels, they are oily and prone to shocking behavior. Ned's favorite pastime were surfing the internet and creating vicious rumors about unsuspecting marine life online. One day, Ned decided to hack a peer's fishbook account. This peer was Mr. Starfish. Mr. Starfish was a harmless fellow, a vegan no less. He was a bit of a sucker, sure, but he possessed many of the fine qualities that Ned did not, and this bothered Ned. The contents of the hack, pure, vile, and nonsense, need not to be retold. Suffice to say, it made Mr. Starfish appear as something he was not. A brute, a creepy and uncompromising bigot, a bully of the highest degree, like none the seven seas have ever seen. Much to Ned's delight, the post went viral and Proctania plunged into chaos. The turtles were shirty, the sharks got real dirty. The octopi pined for the echinoderm they once knew. The fish were suspicious, the sea slugs malicious. The whales were whining, the cucumbers too. The crabs got real snappy, and the shrimps turned all yappy. The lobsters were calling for a ban of his page. The dugongs grew grumpy, the jellyfish jumpy, and the oysters and mussels so mad they threw shade. The seahorses sighing and the dolphins' loud crying was a soul-crushing blow to Mr. Starfish. His esteem took a dive, so he screamed at the high. If you have taken the bait, make no damn mistake. You deserve to be served on the land monster's plate. Or words to that effect. As you can imagine, this act of senselessness did naught but provoke a tsunami of abusive replies. Caught in a tailspin of shame and regret, Mr. Starfish plummeted deeper and deeper down into the darkest depressions of the ocean. Ned, meanwhile, delighted in the odds flood. What a buzz! And with Mr. Starfish under self-imposed isolation, no more would he need to see his perfectly symmetrical form on his daily rounds. Woohoo! Little did Ned know that while Mr. Starfish thrived on the climate and conditions of Proctania's shallow rock pools, he was also incredibly resilient. And his time in the dark, with the weight of the ocean on his shoulders, did a particular thing. It spurred him to grow. And through the magic of the deep came an epiphany. I suspect I know who set me up, but what matters more than revenge and stuff is expanding my consciousness to see that hate only leads to catastrophe. And with this, Mr. Starfish was met with a wave of relief, so intense it brought with it an almighty rip-roaring release that sent him shooting back towards the surface. He breached. He released some more. He somersaulted, thrice, and landed square back into the comfort of his rock pool home. He felt buoyant. And now, my fellow classmates, on behalf of Mr. Starfish, I recognize that it is easy to get swept up in a wave of emotional drama. Super easy to lose your way. I may have not said what was originally said, but I shouldn't have said what I did say. I am sorry. And now, Ned, I know that you must be swimming in some pretty dark waters yourself to have said what you have said. So I won't name you or shame you. That's not what this is. It's up to you to do your own part. And if you don't know how to make a start, an apology will simply do. And Mr. Starfish will forgive you. Thank you, everybody.